Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
What is up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to another edition of the Know Before You Go Travel Show, and we've got a show for you today. Ooh, and I actually slammed my fist on the table.
There we go. Yeah, it's our 98th episode.
That is crazy. It is episode 98, and it has been a awesome 98 episodes, and we're going to plan something very special for 100.
Really?
I don't know what it is yet, but we'll do something special. In true Know Before You Go Travel Show fashion, we will come up with something really great on the fly and make it work.
Okay. That is usually what I was going to say. That is usually what we do. We just kind of come up with things on the fly and roll with it. But
thank you guys so much for all the love throughout the years now that we've been doing this podcast. And if you haven't already, please feel free to leave us a 5-star review. We would love that. And then also, if you hear anything on this podcast that you want any more information on, you know where to find us. Go to penyaktravel.com, request a quote. You can ask a question, you can request for a quote, you can do a lot of things, or you can reach Janet at penyaktravel.com. And penyaktravel.com's got all of our resources on it. By the way, got a new 5-star review, so we got to give a shout out to the 5-star review. The contact here on Apple's is called Living in a Small Town, and she wanted Stacy's contact information because Stacy, we just had our agent Stacy on with the Universal Studios episode. Very informative. And you can reach her, by the way, Living in a Small Town, you can reach her at stacy@penyaktravel.com. And
that's Stacy with an EY, and her email is in the show notes of the Universal podcast.
Exactly. So if you ask, we're going to answer. So we appreciate it.
Yes.
But anyways, we love you guys. We have a very fun episode today. A lot to cover. It's going to be a very informative episode. We're going to follow your tour that you did on your most recent fam trip to Cabo, right?
Yes. So if you've been listening to the show, back in late August, I went to Cabo with a group of travel agents, and we stayed at the Paradisus Cabo, which we did a review on that. I think our episode, it was like September 4th. And so this is kind of a follow-up second half to that to talk about the other resorts that I toured, because I toured 5 other resorts. Now, I didn't stay, but we got a chance to tour them, see their amenities, taste their food, their drinks, so I can kind of give you an overview and my thoughts on those.
Yeah, I think you've literally seen more resorts and toured more resorts than probably 99.999% of the population. You go and I
guess in this short amount of time, like within the last 5-6 years,
100%.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's good because I love your perspective on these things, because you've seen so many of these resorts and seen so many restaurants and food and rooms that you can really give a great characterization of if someone's looking for something very specific. Chances are you've probably seen it and can give a good recommendation. So I think it's good kind of on this show, go through all of the properties, highlight what you liked, what you didn't like, what you might change. And right now, obviously, we have been covering a lot of Mexico, and that's because they're one of the hot destinations right now. Cabo is physically hot, but it's also hot as far as trendy because it's open. I think they're doing a really good job from a tourism standpoint of making travel safe. And so,
you don't have to have a COVID test.
Yes, and a lot of people are going there. I mean, it's just a very popular destination right now. We're going back again. We've been a couple times. You've been 3 times. I've been twice, and now we're going back again probably before the end of the year. And
to Cabo?
Not to Cabo, but to Mexico.
Yeah, to Mexico.
Viva Las Mexico. And I'm telling you guys, the margaritas just taste a little bit better in Mexico if you haven't been.
Yes, I would agree with that. A margarita a day keeps the doctor away when you're in Mexico.
Yeah, but we're having a little Sunday funny, so thank you for tuning in. Let's jump right into this. Which one do you want to start with?
Well, I'll start with the first one that I toured outside of the Paradisus, Los Cabos, where we stayed. And it was at Leblanc Cabo. And my very first impression of this resort was, wow.
Leblanc Cabo.
Yes.
And Is this the one that ranked very high on like TripAdvisor?
Yes.
It's like one of the number one properties on TripAdvisor.
Yeah, it's one of the best all-inclusive resorts there. Not the best, but it is in, I would say, the top 5.
Okay.
It's adults only, all-inclusive, and 369 rooms, 10 different dining options, 8 bars, only 25 minutes from the airport. And if you are a spa lover, and when you go on vacation, you like to spend a lot of your time in the spa, you need to go to Leblanc Cabo. They have like one of the best spas I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How'd it compare to Unico?
It was way better.
It was way, yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean,
and Unico was nice too.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
I
it was really nice. It's
we spent
just
a lot of money there.
Yeah, it's just the pure size of it, and then when you walked in, you just felt like you were in a totally different world. Like you were just transformed into this such soothing, relaxing, tranquil place. And it's a huge spa, 25 treatment rooms. They have complimentary hydrotherapy sessions that you can do every day. That's included with your stay. And, the hydrotherapy is where you take the shower, you go into the steam room and the sauna, the hot and cold plunge pools, and then you can sit in like the massage pool, I guess.
Oh, I love it. One thing, earlier in my days of when we traveled and we go to all-inclusive resorts, I wouldn't be that interested to go to the spa. I would more do it because you want to do it. But now I'm a spa guy.
Yeah.
I am down with the spa.
It's
and guys,
very nice.
If you're listening, or girls, if you're listening, and your man's not a spa guy, drag him in there.
Yeah.
Drag him in there enough, and it'll work because flip me. I love being pampered and taken care of. And a lot of these resorts do have great spa treatments, but the cost will vary. Like I thought Unico was very reasonable, and then we've been to somewhere it's like, whoa, that's really high, But again, you might be getting what you pay for. You see enough of them. Like this one sounds like it would be incredibly worth it. And if you're a spa person,
oh yeah, then you'll love it. Now you're going to spend. You're going to spend a decent amount of money there because it's not cheap, but it's a beautiful resort. I think it's great for a couples trip, and I actually have sent several groups of people there as couples for traveling. So if the guys want to go play golf and the ladies want to relax at the spa or hang out at the pool, I think it's perfect for that. And you're not too far from the town of the actual marina town of Cabo San Lucas, where you have all the local restaurants and bars and shopping, so it's a great location.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cabo is a great destination for like not only just for solo couples, but if you're traveling in groups of couples. Like if you're doing a couples trip, I agree because there's a lot to do golfing wise. Like if the guys are golfers, there's a lot of good golf there. But also there's a lot of good like couples things to do, like the whale watching.
Oh right.
All the excursions, and then the city of Cabo offers a lot. The marina town, you have restaurants there, and it's a place that like. We've used the term like Americanized. I don't like to use that term, but it feels like America. It's very developed. There's like,
right.
It's one of those places you're going to see a Starbucks on the corner.
Yes.
And it's
you actually do.
It's you can walk. It's not one of those places where it's like,
if you're like right in the marina towns and stuff, you can walk. But
of course, you might not be able to walk from like property to property,
right?
But once you like get dropped off in the marina area, you can walk, and there's just a lot to do. And the golf is hard there too. So guys, if you're going to go golf, there's some very challenging golf courses there. The terrain is desertous, it's hilly. And speaking of which, how's the beach there, by the way? We all know how I think people feel our thoughts on the beach, but this specific property.
Yeah, so it's beautiful. It's just like pretty much everywhere in Cabo. The beach is beautiful, but it's not a swimmable beach. Like you can go stick your toes in, but you can't like actually go swimming at this beach because of where Cabo sits, the rip tides and currents. It's too strong. So again, you don't go to Cabo for the beach. You go, I think, just for a different experience in Mexico.
Yeah, it's at the tip of the Baja Peninsula, and when you're coming in, I'll never forget. It's so unique coming into this area because as you're landing, you're just over desert, and you just can't believe that there's like this exotic, almost like desertous beach. Tropical, all combined into one area at the very tip of this peninsula, and then it's beautiful.
Yeah, and just to sum it up, so when I flew into Cabo, the guy that I was sitting next to on the plane, it was his very first time to Cabo, and he was an older gentleman in his late 50s. and he's actually an agent with the group that I was with. And
I didn't get to go, everybody.
Yeah. And the very first thing he said was, wow, I just had no idea that like geographically this is like what it looks like, geography wise and the terrain. And he was like, it's beautiful. It's just so different than everything I imagined. And I would say that is true. Now, a couple other points I want to make on Leblanc. So it is definitely more of your upscale resort. So I would say it's like a 4.7 to 5-star hotel. Yep. The rooms are very, very spacious, which I really, really liked. Now, if you're looking to go, I just priced out March. It's for 2 adults running about $607 per night, and that's for your all-inclusive stay.
Good.
Yeah, and then they do also. Bad. No, it's not too bad
for like such a highly ranked property. What
I
mean?
Right. And then they also have a workcation offer, which we have talked a lot about that over the last few months because of COVID. But they have a workcation offer where you can go for 2 weeks, starting at $6,300 for 2 people for your all-inclusive stay for 14 nights, which is pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool too. Yeah, if you're working from home. By the way, if you've done a workcation, I would love for someone to like email us. I just want to hear from you because it's not a new thing, but it's very trendy right now, and I would love to hear someone that's actually done it because we haven't. I mean, I guess every time we travel, it's always a workcation, I guess, because we are working always. But It's interesting to hear from a perspective of someone that went for like 14 or 3 weeks to say, yeah, I am truly working, taking no PTO or no days off. And I'm truly at the resort doing both. And I would love that perspective.
And one cool thing I want to point out that a lot of people may not know, and I forgot until we've been to Mexico 3 times this year. But when you go to Mexico, now this is just based on U.S. citizens, you can leave your phone on there, and it's like you're not charged roaming or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just like having your cell phone.
It's just like having your cell phone in the States.
At least for AT&T, I know.
For AT&T, Verizon, and I know T-Mobile.
Perfect.
So check with your cell phone carrier, but I think that's kind of a plus because
for sure.
I mean, yeah, of course you want to be disconnected from when you're on vacation from the real world, but some people can't be fully disconnected, and so you can have your phone on and. Yeah, it's not going to charge you anything else. So
I've always viewed it as instead of like work-life balance, it's more like work-life integration. Like how can you really enjoy your day-to-day and what you do, and also in your leisure time almost integrate the two. So like if you do enjoy it so much that if you're out for dinner and something pops up in your email, you're not like stressing about it. Like, let me just like send a quick text. And it's like I think a lot of people need to find that balance, and I think we found that balance. Why we love doing this.
Yeah. Now, one other point I want to make on the Leblanc in Cabo is we did have dinner there one evening, and the food, the service, everything, it was absolutely outstanding. So, I think this is a great resort. I would highly recommend it.
Love it. Yeah, and we forgot to do the shout outs.
Well, usually you do this.
So we have a couple quick shout outs here. We gave a shout out to the 5-star review on Apple. Thank you so much. Ryan from Boston reached out. He requested a quote for Sandals Grenada. Thank you so much, Ryan. That is awesome for reaching out to us. He is a podcast listener. Cheryl from Denver also reached out. She was looking for an all-inclusive adult-only trip. Thank you so much, Cheryl. And shout out to Denver and Boston. I think we have a large listenership in both. We love you guys. Thank you for reaching out to us, especially right now, to help you with the trip. And then actually, as we were doing this podcast, as we're recording it, another quote request came through. What was that?
Yeah, I have my phone actually in front of me, and Bruce from St. Louis looking for an all-inclusive to Cancun, Riviera Maya, 3 couples. So
shout out, Bruce. Thank you so much for thinking of us. We love you guys. And again, we put out this information. If you don't want to book with us, like, we understand, but we would love it if you're thinking about a trip and you just want a quote from us. We can put together a custom package for you. We are a zero-fee travel agency. We don't charge a dime for our services, and you're going to pay not a single cent more than you would pay online. And that's why we love helping people, and that's why we do this podcast. So thank you guys so much. And that like gets us, it makes us feel like we're like connecting with our audience in a different way, and it's so cool. Like, it's so cool when you talk to people on the phone and they're a listener, and we're actually having that one-on-one interaction. It's really fun.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
So what's next?
The next day we went to the Hardrock Cabo first.
This is a popular one.
Yes, it's very popular.
Hardrock's a big brand.
And so and the Hardrock is under the AIC Hotel Group. And so they also have the 2 Hard Rocks that are in, one in Cancun, one in Riviera Maya, and Hard Rock Puerto Vallarta, Hard Rock Punta Cana, and then it's under the same hotel group as Unico 2087. And so they have the limitless all-inclusive where it's just a 25% service fee, and you get, that's all you have to pay for spa treatments and different tours and excursions.
Golf. Yeah, golf was a big one too, where we paid 25% of the greens fee.
Right.
And then it was all you can drink, all you can eat on the golf course, which an experience I've never had. And that was at Unico. And then we went to the Hard Rock Cancun, and it was Riviera Maya, and it was like, wait a second, I don't have to pay for my mimosa, I don't have to pay for my drinks on the golf course. This is crazy.
Right, right.
It was awesome.
Yeah, so this Hard Rocks in Cabo, it's newer. It just opened a few years ago. It's great for families, and I would say definitely multi-generational families, because there's something to do for everyone. There's kids clubs, teen lounge, bowling alley. There's an amazing adults only pool that is beachfront with the swim up bar.
Good to have.
Yeah. So there's really something for everyone. So 639 rooms, 8 dining options, 3 lounges, 5 swim up bars. 5 swim up bars.
When are you taking me there?
I mean, let's go.
We could do a bar hop of the pool bars.
Yeah, that's right.
No, once we're stationary, I don't like to move actually, so we won't do that.
Yeah, but they even have just as far as activities go, they have a lot of memorabilia from rock stars like Bret Michaels. They had some of his stuff from shows, and Taylor Swift, and there's a bowling alley there. So it's just a really cool all-inclusive resort. And yeah, like I said, it's all-inclusive, 45 minutes from the airport. It is further out from, a lot of things to do, but I would highly recommend it, whether you're traveling, just 2 adults or with a family. And speaking of family, kids are free right now. So I priced out March, 2 adults, $441 per night, 2 adults, 2 kids, $441 per night. Kids are free.
That's crazy.
And they actually are advertising that on their website that it's free.
Under 18?
That I need to clarify.
It might be because of the alcohol.
Right.
That's probably that is incredible, though.
Right. So, great deals.
One of our next podcasts, when you do pandemic specials, because these are deals.
That's actually a great idea for a podcast.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. my wheels are just turning up here as you're talking.
Yeah. Now,
not the finger wheel that you usually give me to shut up, but my sprockets.
Yeah, that's good. Now, again, this is most other resorts in Cabo. There's not a swimmable beach. It is a very large beach there, and it's beautiful, but it is not swimmable, and there are signs, no swimming. You cannot get in the water.
Do most people get there? I know when we were there, we got our toes in the water and our ankles.
Yeah,
in the water,
you can do that. You can't get in. Or you might drown.
You can see every time we've been there. You can physically look at the ocean. You could see the currents and the waves.
Well, and the waves, you just hear them the way they're crashing. I mean, you just don't go in.
It's an aggressive water. That's the way to put it.
There you go. Yeah, it's just not a place that you go for that.
Yeah.
So now next up on the list that we went to after Hard Rock was the Pueblo Bonita Pacifica resort, which I was actually very excited to see this resort because I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've sent clients there who really liked it, and it was a beautiful resort. Now, as soon as you walk in, then you see straight through to the lobby out into the ocean. So that was kind of the first wow factor. But this resort is much smaller, so it has a very small boutique feeling, which I've actually found that I tend to like.
We do like that. Yeah.
Right. So this one has 201 rooms. It's adults only. One great perk to this is there's several other resorts nearby, what they call sister properties, and there's exchange privileges between them. So you can go to the other resorts. One is just right 5 minutes up the road, and you can enjoy their restaurants, entertainment, bars, that sort of thing. If you are here, I would recommend staying in the Towers section of this resort because it comes with butler service, upgraded in-room amenities, and you have an awesome oceanfront VIP lounge.
Oh, really? That's you only have access to that if you're in that category, right? That's
yes.
awesome. And the butlers will vary, property to property, depends on the level of service you get. But I think any access to a butler is going to be pretty good. I would think, too, compared to the butlers you might get in the Caribbean, this is going to be way more affordable.
Yes. Yeah, no, it definitely is. Now,
and by the way, Pueblo, Bonita,
Pacifica.
That if you want that, if you want to know what that is in English, and I pretty good in Spanish.
Bonita is pretty.
Do you know what it is?
It's pretty, right?
Nice village.
Oh, okay. I was certainly wrong.
Pretty village, nice village. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Same thing, pretty much.
Well, so just a couple other quick notes on this resort. So, like I said, it is adults only. 7 dining options on site with access to 8 more at the sister resorts. And if you're looking to go in March, I just priced out 2 adults, and it was $482 per night, starting out. Now, if you want the tower section with the upgraded amenities, it's $623 per night.
So a couple $100 more gets you access to a butler.
Yes,
that's not bad.
And a couple things that stuck out to me. Again, I really liked the size of this resort because it was small, very boutique feeling, and quiet, laid back. They were doing some upgrades to some of the facilities, like in one of the restaurants we ate lunch in. The food was very good. There was like part of the ceiling missing. I don't know what happened, but they said it was because the hurricane that had just come through. But they were doing some upgrades, so hopefully they will. That's just not like what the standard is there. So
yeah, I doubt it. But they probably, for that price range, they probably are just doing upgrades.
Yeah,
and it might be a good time to do upgrades because they're at the capacity limitations.
Right.
Was it a nuisance at all, or you just noticed it?
I just noticed it, and because since I've been to so many resorts, I mean, I guess maybe I'm what I would call a hotel snob, but I just noticed.
Oh, pinky out.
Yeah, I just notice like small things. Like I notice if landscaping needs to be taken care of, or if there's paint chipped, or if something needs to be pressure washed. I just notice all those small little things, and
absolutely, yeah, I do
and
too.
I noticed that, and they said it was on the hurricane. It was because of the hurricane that had just come through, but it didn't look like that, but I don't know. So.
Yeah, I mean, we can't make that assessment for sure, but I'm with you. Like, I noticed those. We've traveled so much now, and I'm usually just tagging along for the ride, but I do pick up on those subtle little things. And when you see some of those subtle little things, sometimes it makes me wonder, okay, what's going on behind the scenes? Like, if this is, not to say like what you, because I wasn't there, so I can't comment on exactly what you saw, but sometimes we'll tour properties and I'm like, okay, I saw that. That is visible to me as a consumer. That's visible to me as a guest.
Right.
It makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes. And we might have a way more detailed eye than others because we've been to hundreds of places, and we almost like, okay, we're almost looking at it from a very critical lens because any place we send our clients, we want to back our name behind it. And we don't want our clients to go somewhere and see something and raise an eyebrow. It would be strange. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing that really stuck out to me about this resort, though, was their COVID protocols for sanitation and cleanliness.
Oh, good.
This was like nothing I had ever seen. We had to walk through an ozone machine. So you go into this machine, you stand there, it sprays this stuff on your body, and I guess sanitizes if you could possibly have COVID on your sleeve or your skin. But you stand in there for like 15 seconds and then walk out and you're done. And they took your temperature. They had a guy with a big backpack blower on, and he was sanitizing everybody's luggage. So, they were definitely taking COVID very, very seriously, and their protocols and sanitation standards showed that.
That's very cool.
Yes.
And that, and again, that's why I said earlier in the show, it's like, I don't know why Mexico and other areas are doing it too, but Mexico just, I don't know why, I just feel whenever I go there that they're just going above and beyond.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think so. And, they were one of the first places to reopen and restart tourism. So, I think that they've been doing it for a while now, and they have it, they've got their processes down pat.
Yeah, and it shows because we feel it. And I think it's a good thing to know when you're going to Mexico that, even during these crazy times we're in, you can still get away, feel safe, and at least we do. And you almost can see how much detail and time and effort they're putting into making sure that everyone's clean, that all processes are put in place and checks and balances, that you can have a great trip and do it safely.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
what's next?
The next property, we have stayed there together, is the Secrets, Puerto Los Cabos.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And so this is also adults only, all-inclusive, 500 rooms. There's 8 different dining options. And when I say dining options, that also includes like little snack cafes and that sort of thing.
Not 8 places you can go for dinner.
Right. So at this resort, there's like 5 restaurants for dinner, 4 bars. It's 30 minutes from the airport. It's kind of far out. So you're about 10 minutes on the other side of San Jose del Cabo. So you're about 50 minutes from the downtown Cabo, marina town of Cabo San Lucas. So,
which is where all the hopping and stuff is. So
right.
If you're not interested in getting off the property much, this is a better property for you, because you're going to have to take not an expensive cab, but you're going to have to take quite a trip in if you want to get off the property and get to downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you're looking for, a great all-inclusive resort that's going to be a little bit more affordable price, and that's adults only, and you're into golf, or your husband's into golf and you just want to hang out at the resort, this is great for that, because there's a lot of great golf nearby. Yeah,
there's a golf course that I played at there, and I'll say this, like, it was a short drive to the clubhouse.
Yeah, it's right in that area.
They organize it for you at the resort, and it was an incredible golfing experience. It was, the views are stunning.
Oh, yeah.
Because it goes up into the hillside, and you almost play golf going down the hill as you can get closer and closer to the water.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, looking at the ocean, yeah.
It's stunning. And it was really hot that day because we went in September.
Yes.
Yeah, it was super hot. But that's one place I recommend if the girls like to hang out at the pool and drink mimosas and do their thing, and the guys want to get off property and play golf, you can do all that right there, very condensed. And this place in particular is definitely not a beach place.
No.
This is,
you can stick your toes in it again, but it's not a beach place at all.
Like there are places in Cabo that you can get somewhat of a little bit of a beach experience. Like I think of the Cape,
and at Paradisus,
it has like a little cove, and you can actually like maybe get in the water a little bit. This place, I remember, I was like, definitely not a beach place. Yeah, no, it's not a beach place, but beautiful resort. When we were there, I think the food was kind of hit or miss, and that was 3 years ago, so I don't know if it has improved. And when I was there at the end of August, we did not have any meals there, but I still really like this resort. It's quiet, laid back. If you're looking for a quiet, relaxing, laid back vacation, and you're not really going to do much, you're going to hang out at the pool, and your husband or you might want to play golf. Like, this is a perfect spot for that. And again, it's more affordable. It's a great value.
It is a great value.
Whenever I think about Secrets there, it's value. Value screams out to me because you still have a lot of dining options. It's a good sized property. The pools are beautiful, big pools. And I remember one thing that stuck out to me too about the pool is they have the palm trees in the pool.
Yeah.
And the palm trees.
Yeah, it was an awesome infinity pool.
It was beautiful. And then the golf course actually goes really, really close to the pool. And so you can kind of see the golf course.
Yeah, it kind of wraps all the way around the resort.
Yeah, and you get views of the water. Really good value property.
Yeah, and I would definitely recommend the Preferred Club. I think it's worth the upgrade there. Now, starting price per night in March is $369 for 2 adults. So, not bad at all.
Definitely better. Not better, but it's more affordable than the first 2 properties. But then again, you're further out, so you're pulling away from that downtown Cabo experience. Again, if you're a couple that wants to stay on property, no interest in going off property to do things, totally get it. That's fine. That's a good property for you.
Right.
You don't have to pay for the location.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Yeah. It's almost half the price of Leblanc. So again, it's definitely a great value. Now, the last resort that we toured was not an all-inclusive resort. It was the JW Marriott Cabo. And it's family friendly. They had one thing that stuck out to me was the kids club. It was not open when we were there because of COVID, but it was a very large, great looking kids club. So that's nice. 280 rooms, 6 dining options, 30 minutes from the airport. This is not far from that Secrets resort. It's just right down the street. So, I think that this is another, like the Secrets, if you're just looking for a relaxing getaway with your family, you don't care about it being all inclusive, and you're going to spend most of your time at the resort. But, maybe if the adults want to go enjoy golf or a spa, this is a perfect place for that. The pools were amazing. We did have lunch there. The lunch was absolutely delicious. I thought the food and service was excellent. But again, it's very laid back, quiet resort.
Yeah. And that, again, classic Marriott vacation properties. You're going to have great food. This one just happens to be off the beaten path from Cabo, which I think, again, is lumped into, if you're not interested in going downtown that often, it's not going to be as convenient. So this is a good option for you.
Yeah. I agree.
And then if you don't want to pay for the all-inclusive experience, another good option for you. Yep,
I absolutely agree. And the pools here also stuck out to me. The pools were just really cool. It was almost like the resort kind of sits up on a hill, and then the pools go down the hill. It was just,
that's pretty cool.
It was neat. Yeah. And they had different, depth levels. So up at the top, it was the most shallow, for the kids. So, that was just one neat little thing that stuck out to me. But again, the beach is not swimmable, but definitely a great option if you don't do the all-inclusive thing and you're looking for just a quiet, relaxing getaway with the family. I think it's perfect.
Very cool.
Cool. And that's it.
You were a busy little bee when you went.
Yeah, see, I
barely ever heard from you, and I was like, she's not touring properties. She's sitting on the beach drinking a margarita.
Well, we did do that too.
I was right.
we did tour resorts. Now, one other thing I want to talk about, and I'm sure we've mentioned it on our other Cabo podcast, is the time of year to go. So best time of year that you can travel to Cabo. Really, it's a year-round destination. Your hottest months are going to be August and September, but even June, July, and October can still be, pretty hot. And
when we say hot,
when I say
hot,
yeah, it is no heat you've ever experienced.
It's just hot. Yeah.
The average high is 96 degrees. In
heat.
August and September. I didn't think it was that dry. The area is dry, but it's very humid.
For you?
Yeah, it's very, very humid. And
maybe it was so humid it felt dry for me.
I don't know. I just remember when we were there together 3 years ago. When we stayed at the Secrets, the golf, humid. It was so hot, it was almost unbearable. So
I was sweating through my shorts.
Yeah. Now, I think if you're wanting a great time of year weather-wise to go, April and May, I think are really good, and late October, November are good. Now, whale season does come November through, or I think it's December through March, but they say they've seen them as early as October there in some places. But we have also been in March, and we saw the whales, and so if you're looking for a different experience like that, I think that's definitely a great time of year to go. Also, just be prepared for it to be on the cooler side. So average lows in the evenings are going to be in the upper 50s.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're looking for that memorable experience at all of these properties, I'm sure they offer a excursion where you can go see the whales if it's whale season.
Yep.
Go do that because it is.
Well, most of them you can just see them right out in the water from your resort. So.
Very true, very true. If you have an ocean view property, they're out there. You can see them, and it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like seeing them up close. I think that's one thing. If you have that opportunity to go see a whale, that's 30 yards away, and
it is just neat because they're so huge.
You can't even imagine the sheer size of it.
Yeah, every time we see dolphins, I get excited just because I think dolphins are so cool. So.
But whales, it's just so cool. And I think I said it on a prior podcast. It's kids. That's an unforgettable experience for a kid.
Yeah.
To see a whale that close. It's really cool.
Yeah. But to sum it up, Cabo, it's a very special place. It's beautiful. I highly, highly recommend it, especially if you've been to Cancun several times. Change it up. Check out Cabo. It's a beautiful destination, and I would absolutely hop on a plane tomorrow if I could.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's your question of the day?
Just take me with you.
Oh, yeah, I'll go, or you can come with me next time.
Okay, I'm down. A question of the day or trip of the week? Which one do you want to do first?
Question of the day.
Question of the day. Question of the day. I think this is a really fun one. Okay. What problem or situation did a TV or movie make you think would be common, but when you grew up, You found out it wasn't. So what were you like? Like think of a cartoon. Think about when you were a kid, like cartoons or a movie where you're like, okay, when I get old, I gotta be wary of this. I got a couple good ones. Okay,
you go, because I have absolutely no idea.
I'll go first. Two things. Banana peels turned out to be not a big deal. But when you grow up watching cartoons, everyone that steps on... You think there's banana peels everywhere, you're going to step on it and slip and like break your back. Not a big deal. Number 2, quicksand.
Oh,
you don't ever have to worry about quicksand. You grew up watching cartoons, you are terrified.
I actually saw a video on Facebook yesterday or last night, and it was like how you can get out of quicksand if you're stuck there.
I've never seen quicksand.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll have to go with that because I really have no idea.
Where is quicksand at? Like what? Quicksand is just like mud that you just get in and you just kind of like, right?
Well,
Isn't that like
the one that the video I was watching last night, it was at a beach.
You were watching a video on quicksand last night?
Yeah. It was about how, I know. It was about how you can get out of quicksand.
Quicksand's one of those things.
It was kind of boring, so I stopped watching it. But
it's one of those things that's never talked about.
Yeah.
It might end up taking like 2 or 3 lives a year, quicksand, and no one ever talks about it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We should have a quicksand awareness month.
I think it's time to move on.
Quicksand.
Okay.
But anyways, why I said it is it didn't turn out to be as big of a deal as we thought it would be.
Right.
But every cartoon, at least when we grew up, Bugs Bunny and all that stuff, I mean, quicksand was terrifying. Like kids have nightmares over quicksand.
Yeah. Okay.
I know I have. I still do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, I think it's time to move on from this topic. So,
I feel that finger wheel coming.
Yeah.
Get it going.
Trip of the week.
Yeah. What you got?
Actually, I just had a couple get back from staying at the Hardrock in Cabo. So speaking of Cabo, kind of fitting. And they got back, I think it was Tuesday night. They did a quick trip, 3 nights there, all inclusive. They had an amazing time, and it was their first time in Cabo. They left us a great Google review. So thank you so much, Robert. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Robert. And he came from the podcast too, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Robert, thank you so much. That is awesome. And Cabo, we didn't mention it, but it's not that bad of a flight to get in there. It's very commonplace, and so it's not bad for a quick little trip.
Yeah, right now, because of COVID, there are limited options, so you don't have as many. Like Atlanta has direct flights, but not every day. Charlotte has direct flights usually once a week, like on Saturdays.
I bet Dallas you can.
But yeah, a lot of times you're going to connect through Dallas, Phoenix, or LA.
Yeah,
those are the most common off the top of my head.
Yeah, but there's worse places you go for a weekend or a long weekend getaway because
or Houston, you could connect through Houston too.
Yeah, it's just like that's a place I think of that I actually didn't think of until now that you mentioned it. It's a perfect spot for like 3 or 4 nights, a long weekend. Mm-hmm. Take the family down, get away, decompress.
I mean, if you're coming from the East Coast, it's a little bit longer flight, but I still think it's a great destination, especially if you're just looking for a change of scenery. If you've been to the East Coast of Mexico a lot, then
check out the West Coast.
Check out the West Coast because it's beautiful.
Different vibe from the East Coast.
Yeah, very different.
And it's affordable. Mexico in general is very affordable.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's a show, guys.
I think that is a show.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, so if you want any more information on Cabo, that was my 3rd time there. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you or help you plan a trip. You can reach out to me, Janet at PennyacTravel.com, or if you go to our website, PennyacTravel.com, request a quote, it comes directly to me.
And we love you guys.
Yes, thanks so much. Catch you next time.
See you next time.